Hi everyone, it's Tessa and Stephanie of The Uncommon Creative. We're joined today by Jessica Nip, who will be joining us at the Uncommon Creative Collective, Canada's Newborn and Family Photography Conference, happening September 22nd to 24th, 2018 in Niagara-on-the-Lake. How are you doing today, Jessica? We're so excited.
I'm good, thanks. I'm excited too.
So we've just announced Jessica as our emerging speaker, and Jessica was among many applicants that applied to this unique position. So with our conference, we are interested in promoting some of our Canadian talent. You'll notice that we have a Canadian heavy lineup of speakers as well as some international speakers, but we did really want to focus on some of the undiscovered talent, the hidden diamonds. We all know that there are everywhere, really. And Jessica was just such a beautiful fit for our conference. So we're very excited to have you, and we'd love to know how you're feeling about speaking at the conference.
I'm feeling super nervous, but I tend to get nervous for just little things often. So I'm nervous and I'm excited, and I think it'll be a good challenge for me and a good push for me to kind of develop my speaking skills and learn from others and kind of learn about myself. Even I feel like when I say things out loud and do things in front of people, I learn about myself more. So just hoping to learn and grow and improve my work.
Yeah, absolutely. On the topic of your work.
Yeah, I don't know that it needs improvement. It's phenomenal. So as Steph mentioned, we had a number of applicants, and when we looked through your work, we were just, that was it. You know, we were like, this is what we need in the conference. It really, what you'll be bringing to the conference is definitely an area we wanted to explore for our attendees. So
something that was also quite requested.
Yeah, exactly. So you're going to be doing like an in-home lifestyle session and sort of walking people through how you do that. And I think that'll be great. And also incorporating video.
Yeah, that's huge. So video is something I've thought about using in my own work, but honestly, I'm terrified. And I'm just not quite sure about it. So for me, I'm really excited that you're going to be presenting on this topic. I'd love to know from you, how did you get started with incorporating video in your work?
I do a lot of videos at home of my family and my little guy and friends. And it wasn't until I upgraded my camera to the Canon Mark III that had a video mode. I was like, this is so amazing that I could use my different lenses and do video and adjust aperture during doing video. So I started off by just playing around during sessions. So I didn't really, the clients didn't really hire me to do the video. I just kind of said, can I take a few videos? And if it turns out, I'll just send them to you. And it started out that way and kind of went from there. It was just, they're just so much fun and people love watching them. And so
Yeah.
I often think how amazing it would be to see myself as a little kid. I don't have any videos of myself as a little kid. So yeah, I know the feeling, and I think people will really enjoy looking back on themselves when they were so little. Yeah.
So do you work mostly in your clients' homes, or do you also have a space that you can sometimes accommodate people? And then if that's the case, how do you sort of decide which environment works for your clients?
Yes, I love the lifestyle look and feel, because I feel it really tells the story of the family at that moment in time, you know, with this little person arriving in their lives and, you know, how little they were and all those little details. So I either go to a client's home, if they love, I ask them, do you love how your home looks? Or are there certain spaces you love? And people are usually, they either love how their home is decorated, or they don't want to do any cleaning. They have plans to renovate in the future, so they don't want anything to do with their home. They want to come to me. So when they come to me, I do have my home studio set up kind of like a bedroom. So it looks like a home. So in my portfolio, you'll look through and hopefully you wouldn't notice which ones were taken in the studio and which ones were taken at home, because I try to be consistent. I work very hard to make the lighting in the studio look like window lighting, and have a bed down there and a couch and a crib and a couple of chairs.
It's studio lighting in your studio then?
It is. It is.
That mimics natural light. That's
very well done. Yeah. Yeah, I just assumed it was a natural light space. I don't know why. I just
I wish it was, but it's not.
Well, that's
to me. I didn't pick up on it in looking, so I'll have to go back and.
Yes.
try to.
Yes, I pointed out to Stephanie which ones were studio and which ones weren't. So you can look back.
I also though didn't realize that you meant studio light as well. I thought it was a natural light.
Yes, no, studio lights. Yes.
Awesome. Yeah, you've done a really great job. So, that was fun to learn, actually.
Thanks. Yeah, people are often surprised, especially clients. I really feel like I need to have a picture of the studio so people know what to expect when they come, because they're like, oh, I thought it was this beautiful bright room, and then it's my basement with some studio lighting.
One of the things that I think Tessa and I both loved about your work was the inclusion of the family pet. It's just so endearing.
Yes, all
the pets. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh
do you find them difficult to work with, or do they just kind of naturally incorporate in that home environment? They just sort of naturally show up in the scene, or do you actually plan that out?
No, it's not planned. Usually people with pets, they know if their pet will be cooperative at a shoot or not.
Yeah.
So they'll just say like, my dog will be there. Is that okay with you? And I grew up with dogs, so I'm good with dogs. But yeah, no, most of the family pets I've had in photos have been pretty cooperative. And that's probably why the family invited me into their home instead of coming to me. And then there have been a few that haven't been, and we just kind of, and they know that, so they don't stress about if the dog doesn't want to be in the photo or not. Yes. Yeah.
They're adorable. Well, the ones you have are they're so cute. It just adds such a nice, I don't know, just such a nice dimension to the image itself. It's just really like,
it's for a lot of people, I think it's like a completion of your family, right? When you can incorporate.
It is. And thinking about it, I mean, it doesn't sound really great, but I kind of think of toddlers and dogs kind of similar in that, like, it's if they want to be in the picture, they'll be in the picture, and if they don't, let's not stress about it.
Yeah, that's totally right. Yeah, we do love how you've incorporated the toddlers in your work. You know, a lot of the time when people have their second babies, the first babies are in just that, little toddling stage. Oh, yeah. But I think that the way in which you work with them, because the family is in the image, do you find it easier to set up scenes that include the toddler when you're working so naturally with parents rather than trying to set up a toddler and newborn image alone?
Yes, especially in their own home, it's a lot easier. Although I think it really depends on the toddlers. Some of them are super easy, and some of them just don't want anything to do with the new baby. But yeah, in their home or when they come to me, it's just I let them kind of relax, and they're kind of in charge. And I tell parents whenever they ask when they're booking a session how long it's going to be, I always ask, well, do you have a toddler? And it's basically on the toddler schedule if they're into the photos or not. So yeah, I just find them a lot of fun. Like even the ones who don't want to be in pictures. I mean, they may not want to be in the pictures, but they still want to play with me or hang out, and we'll eventually get one or two with them, and they don't kind of realize what I'm doing, especially when you ask them to show you their room and their toys.
Oh, yeah.
You can get like a lot of great kind of lifestyle shots to add to the story or the video there. And then if parents join in and bring the baby into the toddler's room, even better. And yeah, it just helps tell the story.
Yeah, absolutely.
That is something that we have noticed about your work, is that you do incorporate that home environment in a lovely way. So you were mentioning before that you speak to your clients about whether or not there's a space in their home that they love. Do you also talk to them about wardrobe? Because we noticed that in a lot of the images, they do really match the scene in which they're posed. So is that something you discuss in
Yes.
client?
Yes. Over time, I've kind of taken out images in my portfolio that don't show the clothing that I feel would work best with my style. So right now I find people who book with me kind of want that same look. So they buy those clothes. They will buy those types of light, kind of airy, relaxed clothing anyway. But I do send them a guide and a Pinterest link and examples of previous sessions so that they can see how, what styles might work with their family and their personal style.
Yeah, and I think that what you said there about taking those images out of your portfolio, it's hard when you're just new and you're like, oh, but it was so cute otherwise. But if that one element isn't right, it does completely change the story that the image is telling. If they have just the wrong shirt, it sounds silly, but this isn't true. So it's
off-brand.
Yeah, it's great that you've been working long enough and developed such a strong portfolio that you can now just set aside anything that's just not serving you, and now in doing that have sort of trained your clients to get to get what you want out of them and make those images as powerful and impactful as they are. So
I have to let you know that when we did share a sneak peek of our emerging speaker, we did have a couple that guessed who you were. So you do have a distinctive look, and you know, people do recognize your work. So I think that's something that you've probably worked hard for, and you should know that.
That's nice to know. Yeah.
But it is. I mean, we work so hard at this, and clearly, when you've hit all those, you've hit it. You've done it. You've made yourself stand out from your competition, and within the industry as a whole. So awesome. I think it's just fantastic.
It feels so weird to hear that, because I feel like, I'm sure you feel the same way. Like, no matter how long and how hard you work on it, you feel like you're never there. Like, you're never where you want to be.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, it feels good to hear.
It's achievement. You're welcome.
Well, Jessica, thank you so much for joining us today. We're really excited to have you at the conference coming up in September, the 22nd to the 24th in Niagara-on-the-Lake. We can't wait to see you there, and you know, to be able to see you working with families in that in-home sort of lifestyle fashion. And very excited that we found you in our Emerging Speaker program and that you'll be joining us. So we encourage everyone to sign up and come on out and learn from Jessica, as well as our list of other fabulous speakers.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm excited. Thank you. Bye.
Bye. Join us September 22nd to the 24th, 2018 in beautiful Niagara-on-the-Lake, Ontario for the Uncommon Creative Collective, Canada's Family Photography Conference.
Okay. You do the wrap up, right?
I do it. I think so.
No, we do it.
Okay. Okay. You're right.
No, okay, that was awkward. I feel like I've watched a bit of you, Stephanie, and you're always very calm and collected when you're speaking.
Outward.
So.
Right.
Okay.
Blah.
That's probably it.
Love it. I love it.